think we're live. I think we're live, guys. Get excited, get ready. We're just getting our audio set up for the intro. So nice to see you guys. If you're ready.
All right.
Okay, let's get our intro started. Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Youth Connect 2021 Week 12. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
Fine.
I'm Nibras. I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our Youth Connect. It's so nice to have everyone here. I hope you've been having a great day. You know what? It's been such nice weather, I have to say. Honestly, it has been so nice. If you guys have time, I recommend that you guys go out and maybe have a barbecue or something, because honestly, I feel like you need to do it because it's important. So, what's going on? Anyone that's new, anyone that's been here before, you know what happens first. I'm going to start us off with our Spotlight Game of the Week, where I show you one game that I think that you should try out. And today's game is actually a game that I've been really into these past few weeks. And today's game is called Friday Night Funkin', or FNF as most people call it. So Friday Night Funkin' is a rhythm game where you must battle in a super intense rap battle. Now, there's multiple stages and many songs to rap against your opponent, and that's pretty cool. You know what? But guess what? You don't actually have to rap. My goodness, just imagine if you had to actually rap. That would be pretty scary. Instead of rapping, you have to use your WASD keys or your arrow keys. It's actually similar to one of my favorite games called Parappa the Rapper. And some of you guys have actually heard of Parappa the Rapper. Now, this game actually is really popular currently due to the fact of its easy modding and its love shown for Newsgrounds. And for some people, I bet you're wondering, what's Newsgrounds? Basically, in the 2000s, 2010, Flash was a very big thing. Flash disappeared in December 2020. And basically, Newsgrounds was a site that allowed you to share your creative animations, your creative games, and even your super crazy movies. One of my favorite series, Mario Fighter Z, came from Newsgrounds, and Castle Crashers came also from Newsgrounds. So it's a pretty interesting thing, and it's nice to have it revived. What's also interesting, again, I was talking about the modding thing, and you can fight against Matt. Now, if you guys don't know who Matt is the most toughest person in Wii Sports. It's a meme. He's a funny dude, but he's also really tough, especially if you fight him in boxing. So watch out. I recommend that you guys check this game out. It's on PC and Mac, but honestly, you know what? If you like rhythm games, you gotta try it. It is so good. And you know what? It practices your beat. You gotta follow the beat, and that's important. It's a very good game, so make sure to check it out. Now, I'm not going to keep you waiting because next up is Kevin for local Ontario and Canadian news. Off to you, Kevin.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Canada News at 3:30. I'm your host, Kevin Aruja, but first, we got the headlines. Youth Connect is celebrating its 30th week of airing. Ontario reports 4,227 new COVID-19 cases. Ontario Premier Doug Ford to receive first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine today. Theresa Tam says pandemic now at most challenging stage calls on Canadians to give vaccines time to work. More than 20 Toronto schools being closed due to COVID, and Vancouver's Canucks COVID-19 situation sends chill through NHL's North Division. So before that, we get to do the headlines. Today we celebrate our 30 week of Youth Connect, meaning we have been airing Youth Connect for 30 weeks. Congratulations to my fellow broadcasters and especially myself, and we look forward to many weeks of broadcasting. Ontario is reporting his highest number of new cases of COVID 19 in 3 months, as record hospitalization numbers continue to place further strain on the healthcare system. The Ministry of Health said there were 4,227 new cases of disease caused by the novel coronavirus confirmed on Thursday. Along with another 18 deaths, the jump in cases also comes as Ontario's healthcare systems struggles to keep up with record hospitalizations and ICU admissions. According to the latest Critical Care Service Ontario report, there are now 541 COVID 19 patients in Ontario ICUs, after another 54 admissions over the last 24 hours. The College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario has also informed his members that they will support them in following any critical care triage protocol implemented by the province, even if they violated pre-existing college policies in the process. Premier Doug Ford will receive his first dose of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine on camera today. The Ontario government says late last month, the National Advisory Committee on Immunization recommended pausing administrations of the AstraZeneca coronavirus vaccine to those under the age of 55. A move Premier Ford said he wouldn't hesitate to replicate at the time. However, Health Canada and na, na, NACI and the fourth government have maintained that the shot is safe for those 55 years of age and older. As such, Health Minister Christine Elliott received her first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine last Monday in an effort to quell the apprehension. The AstraZeneca COVID 19 vaccine is currently available to Ontario residents who are or will be 55 years old or older in 2021 at select pharmacies across the province. Theresa Tam, Canada, Canada has entered a challenging stage of the pandemic, and Canadians must do all they can to follow public health measures and give vaccines time to work, said Canada's Chief Public Health Officer, Theresa Tam. Taking part in a questions and answer session on Facebook today, Tam says that now is not the time for Canadians to have mass gatherings with the country, heading into the third wave of positive intensive care units filing up. This resurgence may not be the same as previous ones. We have now got variants that are more transmissible, so there is less room for errors. Tam said this number is beginning to look like hope because the projections for vaccine delivery suggest that every Canadian who wanted to be vaccinated will have had their first dose by probably around June, the end of June. More than 20 Toronto schools are being closed due to COVID 19 investigations as the city public health unit defends their decisions to keep facilities open to in person learning. Toronto Public Health and various school boards confirmed the closures Monday night. The health unit released a list of 20 schools Monday. But a short time later, the Toronto Catholic District School Board added two more schools to the list, bringing their number to 22. The news comes after the Peel Region's Public Health unit announced it would be closing all schools on Tuesday in an effort to prevent further spread of a novel coronavirus. The move to online learning will last until at least April 18th. The Vancouver Canucks being brought to a standstill by the COVID 19 virus makes players and coaches elsewhere in the All Canadian North divisions uneasy for that team at their own. 16 of the 22 players on the Canucks active roster were officially on the NHL's protocol list, with the Sunday's addition of forward Mark Michaelis and defenseman Jalen Chatfield. A member of the coaching staff have also been affected. The Canucks are off the ice at least until Tuesday. They have had 4 games postponed because of the virus. A player on the COVID-19 protocol list has not necessarily tested positive. The league requires individuals with positive tests to self-isolate for 10 days and for close contact to self-isolate for 2 weeks. In today's weather forecast, we got cloudy with a chance of a shower this afternoon. The temperature is 17 degrees centigrade. And tonight we are clear in the evening. The temperature is 10 degrees centigrade. Have a great weekend, folks. Now, back to Aiden's gaming news.
Can't believe it. I didn't even know that the Youth Connect 30th week made it onto world news. But honestly, I see it. I see it happening. You know what? It is quite a big deal. So you know what? It's very important that we celebrate this 30th week because you know what? We've had 30 weeks of us sharing news and staying together as a group. And you know what? Just talking to each other, sharing news, having fun. We've learned, we've changed, and we've improved so much. So you know what? It's so important to have it. So thank you guys so much. I should probably get on to my next thing because don't want to hold up the others. I had some interesting news for our moms and pops and our older fans of Youth Connect about your favorite gaming industry, Atari, which is somehow still being able to produce games to this day, even though the Nintendo and Xbox and PlayStation are ruling the gaming industry. So Atari has established 2 divisions with very different focuses, and as a result, has a new CEO at the helm. The Retro Line company announced the shift this week, noticing that it has established Atari Gaming and Atari Blockchain to group its 2 main businesses focuses into their own divisions, rather than just being one company. Now they're 2. The new Atari Gaming division aims to focus on expanding the markets of retro games and will specifically see the company license its brands and games as well as hotel and casino businesses. So do be interested, guys, because you might be able to see a Pac-Man themed casino machine, which would be pretty cool in my opinion. And it continued to develop 3 free-to-play mobile games and revitalize classic Atari IP with an expansion into consoles and PC market. Which this also includes, if you guys don't know, they are releasing a new gaming console called the Atari VCS, which will add like an NES Classic, but instead of NES games, it will be able to play Atari games, which honestly is pretty cool because I like Atari games. You know, they're pretty cool for their time. Next up, though, we got Joshua. And Joshua's bringing us world news and, oh my gosh, the best animal news that you'll hear around. Take it away, Joshua. I can't wait to hear.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Youth Connect. Here's what's happening around the world. The Duke of Edinburgh has died, aged 99, Buckingham Palace has announced. The palace said in a statement, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince of Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. The palace said more announcements would be made and added the royal family joined people around the world in mourning his loss. Prince Philip, husband and consort to Queen Elizabeth II, recently spent 4 weeks in hospital where he underwent a procedure for a pre-existing heart condition, his longest stay ever. The tributes have poured in from around the world, led by Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who said, had helped steer the royal family and the monarchy so that it remains an institution indisputably vital to the balance and happiness of our national life. With his Duke of Edinburgh award scheme, he shaped and inspired the lives of countless young people, and at literally tens of thousands of events, he fostered their hopes and encouraged their ambitions. We remember the Duke for all this, and above all for his steadfast support for Her Majesty the Queen. and it is to Her Majesty and her royal that our family, that our nation's thoughts must turn today, because they have lost not just a much loved and highly respected public figure, but a devoted husband and a proud and loving father, grandfather, and in recent year great-grandfather. It was confirmed on Friday that Philip would not have a state funeral, nor would he lie in state. Philip will lie at rest in Windsor Castle ahead of a funeral at St. George's Chapel. The College of Arms confirmed the funeral arrangements have been revised in view of the prevailing circumstances arising from the COVID-19 pandemic. It is regretfully requested that members of the public do not attempt to attend to or participate in any of the events that make up the funeral. Taiwan's foreign minister on Wednesday said the island's country would defend itself to the very last day if attacked by China. Joseph Wu said China's attempt at reconciliation while engaging in military intimidation are sending mixed signals to the island's residents. As a backgrounder, Taiwan and China split and aimed amid civil war in 1949. However, China claims as its own territory to be won over peacefully or by force. Most of Taiwan favor maintaining the current state of the de facto independence while engaging in robust economic exchanges with mainland China. Mr. Wu noted that China flew 10 warplanes into Taiwan's air defense identification zone on Monday and deployed an aircraft carrier group for exercise near Taiwan. China does not recognize Taiwan's democratically elected government, and the Chinese President Xi Jinping has said unification between the sides cannot be put off indefinitely. The vast improvements in China's military capabilities and its increasing activity around Taiwan have raised concerns in the U.S., which is legally bound to ensure Taiwan is capable of defending itself and to regard all threats to the island's security as matters of grave concern. Speaking in Washington, the State Department spokesperson Ned Price reaffirmed the U.S. commitment to Taiwan. The United States maintains the capacity to resist any resort to force or any other forms of coercion that would jeopardize the security of the social or economic system of the people on Taiwan, Price said Wednesday. Turning to science news, a 3,000-year-old oldest gold city have been unearthed in Egypt. Archaeologists started excavating in September in the area between the temple of King Ramses III and Amenhotep III. The original goal of the mission was to find King Tutankhamun's mortuary temple, the statement said. What they unearthed was a site of a large city in a good condition of preservation, with almost complete walls and with rooms filled with tools of daily life. The archaeology layers have stood untouched for thousands of years, which was left by the ancient residents as if were yesterday, it said. The archaeological team dated the settlement through the hieroglyphic inspections found on wine vessel rings, scarabs, pottery, mud, bricks bearing the seals of King Amenhotep III cartouche, the statement said. So far, several enclaves of the city have been uncovered in the southern part. The archaeologists found a bakery and a large kitchen complete with ovens and pottery to store food, said the statement. They also found an administrative and residential district fenced by zigzag wall with only one entrance, suggesting it was to provide security. Work is underway, and the mission expects to uncover untouched tombs filled with their treasures, the statement said. Turning to animal interest news. Giant lizard climbs store shelves in Thailand 7-Eleven. Shoppers got more than they bargained for at at a Thailand 7-Eleven store when a giant monitor lizard walked in and climbed store and shelves. People can be heard screaming and laughing in the background as the lizard reaches the top of a shelf and sprawls out near an ice machine. A store employee called the police, then brought reptile handlers to catch the Godzilla-esque creature. The handlers dragged the lizard out of the store and lured it towards a nearby brush. Ancient monitor lizards tend to live in canals and ponds in considerably humid climates. It's unknown why the monitor wandered into the 7-Eleven, but it could have been looking for good due to recent months of dry weather with little rain. Monitors can live up to 22 years in captivity, and some can reach almost 6 feet in length. It is the second largest lizard in world behind the Komodo dragon. This is Joshua Sher reporting for Youth Connect. That's it for me. Now I'll send back to you, Aiden.
I cannot believe it. I'm getting kind of worried. I can't believe it. If Godzilla's in Canada, we're in big trouble. Make sure that you pack some supplies, because if Godzilla comes to your neighborhood, you better be watching out. I recommend getting lizard repellent. It is your best bet of surviving. Good luck. Anyways, you know what? I got something really good. So for Holton News, I wanted to give something that was not news, but rather something as an enjoyable thing that you guys could do. Now, to keep safe, you guys know that the newest order was that we are stuck inside of our houses and we should not leave for food for food and essential items. And we can't visit friends, which is sad, and we have to watch our distance when nearby people. So I had something that I want to tell you guys here that are some amazing places that you can visit in Halton with your mask on, obviously. But you can visit for a nice walk, even to go for a hike, or perhaps sketch, paint, or just enjoying outside, to get outside, enjoy beauty of life, and in general for any reason. Honestly, I would like to go. I have 3 for you guys that I think that, you know what, if you guys have the time, it's a boring week and you don't have anything to do, I recommend going. We have Brawny Creek. You know Brawny Creek. I actually used to go to school in Brawny Creek. And this park features hiking and biking trails, lots of animals, and a play barn for the kids. So if some of the older audience, if you guys have kids that need to have some fun and jump around and run around, I recommend visiting Brawny Creek, because it's a pretty good place, because they have a play barn. And let me tell you, out of experience, it is kind of fun. The second one is your Royal Botanical Gardens. Royal Botanical Gardens is a must, especially for me as an artist, because it is so pretty during spring, and there's over 570 different species of plants there. So honestly, if you want to see different shades of color and to see the designs of leaves and plants in general, I recommend you go visit. And lastly, we have our Bruce Trail. Now, Bruce Trail is also a great place because it's one of the most oldest and the longest marked trail in Halton. The main trail is more than 890 kilometers long, and there are over 400 kilometers of associated side trails. So it's pretty big, and you know what? It's a nice walk. Apparently, if you guys visit the side, you can see the mountains, and the mountains are really cool because it's like layer upon layer upon layer of stone. It's beautiful. So if you guys have some time, make sure to visit those places. And if you want, there's some conservation areas and other places like that. But honestly, I recommend that you visit these 3 places because they're really cool. And honestly, you have a lot of fun. And you know what? It's nice to get out. But next up, we have Nibras for movie and entertainment news. I can't wait to hear what's going to be new.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? My name is Nibras Khan, and I'm your host for the entertainment news. Let's get straight into our top story. So, first of all, when I begin my top story, I would like to say this top story is a request from Jay Stone. Thank you, Jay, for your request. So, and my first story is about The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory is an upcoming American television sitcom created by Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady, both of them who served as producers on the series, along with Stephen Mulrow, 3 who served as writers. The show premiered on CBS on September 24th, 2007 and concluded on May 16, 2019, having broadcast of total of 279 episodes over 12 seasons. The show originally centered on 5 characters living in Pasadena, California. Leonardo Hofstadter and Sheldon Cooper, both physicists at Caltech, who share an apartment. Penny, a waitress and aspiring actress who lives across the hall, and Leonard and Sheldon's similarly geeky and social awkward friends and co-workers, aerospace engineer Howard Wolowitz and astrophysicist Raj Kutropalli. Over time, supporting characters were promoted to starring roles. The show was filmed in front of a live audience and was produced by Warner Bros. Television and Chuck Lorre Productions. The Big Bang Theory received mixed reviews from critics throughout the first season, but early mixed reviews. 7th season of the show have ranked within the top 10 of its 7th season. The show was nominated for the Emmy Award for Outstanding Comedy Series from 2011 to 2014 and won the Emmy Award. Won the Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series 4 times for Jim Parsons. The series spawned a prequel series, Young Sheldon, based on Parsons' character Sheldon Cooper. It also airs on CBS. So both of these shows, Young Sheldon and Big Bang Theory, are great shows. Please watch it. I really recommend it. I've watched all 12 seasons, so that's why I'm telling you it's a great show. It's a must watch. Now let's go to my second story. Second story is about a book. So, the amazing New York Times bestseller about what you can do when life gives you a second chance. So the book's name is Restart. Chase's memory is just went out of the window. Chase doesn't remember falling off the roof. He doesn't remember hitting his head. He doesn't, in fact, remember anything. He wakes up in a hospital room, and suddenly he has to learn his whole life all over again, starting with his name. He knows his Chase, but who is Chase? When he gets back to school, he sees that different kids have very different reaction to his return. Some kids treat him like a hero. Some kids are clearly afraid of him. One girl in particular is so angry with him that she pours her frozen yogurt on his head the first chance she gets. It's not a question of who he is, but it's a question who he was and who he's going to be from now on. From the #1 best-selling author of Swindle and Slacker, Restart is a spectacular story of a kid with a messy past who has to figure out what it means to get a clean slate. So this is also a book. This is also a great book. I have read it, and yeah, it's a different from what I do. But this is a great book. It's a must-read too. So that's all from me. This is Nibras Khan from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Thank you very much. Back to Aiden.
Thank you so much, Nibras. You know what? Very important stuff. If you want to check out those movies, I recommend you do.
Movies and book. One is a
movies
show
and the other book. True.
Yeah.
You know what? I like the Big Bang Theory. It's really cool. But you know what? We got to finish up because we have one more person. And you know who that is? It is talented. You know what? Our talented here with us right now to do some live music. I am so excited. This is the best part.
Thank you. No combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. A song that I can sing, but I can try for your heart. Our dreams, they're little real things in a shoebox of photographs with secrets on loving. Love is the answer, at least the most good question in my heart. Why we're here, where do we go, we're not going so hard.
It's not always easy, and sometimes life can be deceiving. I tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Look at the stars and we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. I believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep. And when I wake up, you look so pretty, sleeping next to me. And there is not enough time, and there is no song I could sing, and there is no combination of words I can say, but I will still say one thing, we're better together.
Oh my gosh. Jeffrey, you're such a talented musician. I gotta say, you always make the end of the show so nice.
Thank
Now,
you so
before,
much.
of course. Now, before we wrap up, guys, I just got to say one more time. This was our 30th week, an anniversary, kind of like it. And you know what? You have been with us. Some of you guys have just joined. Some of you guys have been here for full 30 weeks. But either or, if you're old or new, it has been such a fun time. You know what? Sharing news with you guys. And you know what? I got to say, you know what? Joshua, thank you so much for adding animal news. You know what? I always like hearing about the animal news, and it always brings a smile. Jeffrey, you always bring us with such amazing songs and such an amazing voice as well. So you should really get yourself out there. Get yourself an album. I gotta say, you know what? Next, Kevin. Oh, there's so much stuff. You know what? I really liked how you said that in the world news. Youth Connect made it. It made me laugh. It also made it made Miss Judith laugh too. But you know what? It's nice. It's important. It should be a world event because it's so important. But and Nibras, thank you so much for sharing so many movies. You know what? I've actually checked movies and books that you gave us because you know what? Or actually, I should say movies, shows, books. You know what? I actually sometimes read and watch some of the things that you suggest. So you know what? It's always nice that you give
thank you so much. It feels great when someone says, "Yeah, when what you recommended, I watched, I read, and I saw the movie." I really I get happy. Thank you so much, Aiden.
Of course. You know what? Thank you. Thanks our viewers who are watching right now, and thank you, Nibras. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Joshua. You know what? You guys bring it's a lot. You bring a lot of joy. You bring a lot of joy for people who watch. Guys, again, thank you so much for joining us for our 30th week of Youth Connect. And I hope it gets to 100 weeks of Youth Connect. And it will soon. Just watch. It will go so quick. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And you know what? Enjoy the weather outside. Go out, have a barbecue. Just enjoy your day, honestly. Now, thank you so much, guys, and goodbye. Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.